smile at the end, too.
I love it. I love it. Now, we will not announce the winners of this until the end, right? So there's no active leaderboard that you're going to see displayed throughout the event. The surprise element will be a variable here as those athletes congregate over in the winner's lounge right off the floor. So they have a front row seat to the action from their competitors.
That's right. And up next, we have a team from Japan. Looks like we have Miss Double Dutch here. This team is mostly from right around Tokyo, and they were formed back in 2015. So lots of experience here with these young ladies.
Again, an all-female team. They told us there's a big dance focus in this routine, and we're already seeing it in their intro.
And, you know, style is a judging point here, and I think that they're going to get maximum scores for their style. I love their outfits.
Sharp lines from everyone on the team.
Oh, yeah, really seeing that dance influence here. Oh, and a great rope trick. I've never seen that particular rope trick before.
They tied themselves in a knot. Let's see if they can get it untied. They did. All intentional.
I love that. Oh, and right into double dutch. What a smooth, clean transition. Partner acrobatics. It's kind of the definition of girl power, and I kind of love it. Hitting those musicality cues perfectly.
Every transition in the music. Very clean routine so far.
Oh, look at how the rope is wrapping and unwrapping on each of the ladies there.
I've never seen that before. I love it. I love it.
So much creativity. Beautiful front walkovers and just right into more acrobatics.
A leapfrog over the turn, a nice split in the center of the ropes. Great turning.
Ooh, wrapping the rope around their legs again. Just so much finesse, and it looks easy.
The crowd is loving it.
That was Kyoka there in the middle. A veteran here in this style. Wow. Wow.
Wow, the crowd is getting on their feet.
I loved every second of that. Now, Joe, was that clean?
I think that was clean. I mean, everything that I saw them perform seemed intentional. It seemed sharp. It was on every accent of the music. And again, they will get 5 bonus points if, in fact, the judges also agree that it was a clean routine. Now, check out some of these highlights. You can see some slow motion replays of just how much thought went into this routine. I loved this section here with the ropes being tangled.
This is my favorite. I mean, I don't even know how you make that work, but they didn't even flinch.
The creativity involved is on another level.
Oh my goodness. And just so much style too. I mean, they made little tiny movements look so cool.
Absolutely incredible.
Wow. Now, up next, when Miss Double Dutch did all the elements where they wrapped the ropes around their body and seamlessly unwrapped them, kind of helicopter style. But the other kind of category that I always love is that footwork with the rope manipulation. So not only are they turning traditional Double Dutch with really fast, dancey footwork, but they're moving the ropes up, down, side to side, changing rhythms. I mean, the skill that takes, I can't even imagine how many hours goes into pulling something like that off, and not only pulling it off in practice, but doing it here under pressure on the world stage.
Now you can see the nerves and the anticipation that these athletes are feeling as they await some of the results. They're standing there, and here are the final results being displayed in the arena. It looks like the top spot will go to Mrs. Double Dutch as number 1, to Team Samurai Drive as number 2, to Team Jigen as number 3, and to Team Pachira as number 4. All 4 of the top 5 slots all going to Japanese teams.
That's right. And, you know, Team Jigen was that first team that we saw come out. They did impress us. Remember, they were the initial kind of show starters, and we commended them for starting this show off with a bang. They had us on our feet. So I think that the judges got it right. These were my top 3, and they are going to podium and take home world titles.
That's right. And it's interesting because the 2 routines that I think we enjoyed the most, Mrs. Double Dutch and Samurai Drive, really did have some separation. So Team Mrs. Double Dutch with 101 points, Team Samurai Drive with 93 points, and in the 3rd place team, a steeper drop down to 75 points, so actually a tie between the 3rd and the 4th place. Both teams actually scored 75 points.
That's right.
Now, lest you think these athletes are done, the top 4 placers are going to do a battle.
Yes.
And you are in for a treat if you've never seen this before. So as you know, we've got a live DJ down on the floor. They are going to accept their medals, accept their awards for their performance in this last event, and then they're going to get reset because they're not done, and we will also have a battle champion.
And this battle is going to occur bracket style, so we will actually have kind of a series of battles for you to enjoy tonight. So don't worry, there's plenty of action left to come. And now we are seeing Team Jigen take the podium, as well as Samurai Drive now in 2nd place.
Accepting their medals here, so much emotion.
That's right.
They've worked so hard for this moment. They've traveled literally across the world to be here and compete in this tournament. So much pride that they're taking home to Japan. And as we already mentioned earlier in the broadcast, the 2025 World Jump Rope Championship, including the DDC World, will be held in Kawasaki, Japan. So they are not only winning here in the United States as we host it, but they're taking home those accolades that they can defend in their home country. Now we see Mrs. Double Dutch, the all-female team who just blew us away.
They really did. They really did. I thoroughly enjoyed not only the rope tricks, the jumper tricks, the pictures, but also just the dance element that they brought, the confidence that they had on that floor. They brought the entire audience, this whole arena, into their performance, and they made us all feel proud of them.
That's right. And again, this team formed back in 2015. They did have a dance focus. We saw that so evident in the way they were able to blend those elements together, really showed up. They were certainly the most crisp team that we saw, sharpest lines on the floor.
That's right. And the person handing out those 1st place medals was actually June Harataki, who I mentioned earlier, walked around New York with Double Dutch ropes, a veteran and a legend in the sport.
Now we're going to hear Japan's national anthem to celebrate the win.
Congratulations, everyone.
Wow. You can see the emotion on their face, how much this means to them. A huge congratulations. Yes. Wow.
Incredible job. I think the judges got it just right. I really do.
I do too. And you know, I don't always agree with the judges. This is not something that always happens for me. Sometimes I have a little bit of, you know, I want to argue with them just a little bit, but today, nah, not at all. They got it right.
100%. You're absolutely correct. And as we saw the creativity infused into some of these routines, we already talked about how much difference there is in the styles of jump rope. We started the broadcast with some speed, the fastest athletes on the planet in the sport. Then we went into the single rope individual freestyle. You got a sense for that style with our female champions performing on the world stage. Then we moved into the DDC freestyle, the performance, the creativity, that dance influence that you just saw shown on the floor. And here are the standings from those performances. Once again, Team Japan taking the top 5 slots here, with Mrs. Double Dutch, of course, taking home that gold medal. Now, as we already mentioned, there will be a battle.